another episode of the It Factor, man. Today I got my brother MT on this show, man. My mentor, my brother, man. How you doing?
Hey, man. We here today.
You
We're
doing
here
all right?
today.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
very
Yes,
happy
sir.
about it.
So, man, we're
Hey,
going
we
to
missed
start
that.
off.
Now I got to do that again, man. We got to let them
All
know
right.
what the deal is.
Yes,
'Cause
sir.
I'm going to use my professional voice and all, but don't get it misunderstood.
Oh, yes, sir. How you doing, big bro, man? How everything going today?
Man, everything's going well, man. Everything's going well. It's a gloomy day here in Atlanta, but you got to keep the sunshine shining, man. You got to see the silver lining in the cloud, and honestly, we can't really go anywhere further down from here. It's nothing but sunshine and rainbows after this, G, so I'm good.
Right, all we can do is go up from here, man.
All we can do is go up.
So, my first question would be, man, what have you been up to lately, bro? Like, what projects you been working on, man? What you been doing?
You know, my wife talks about this a lot, dude. I have so much going on. So besides the fact that we already getting a new house together and doing all of that stuff, in the world of progression, I actually have a nonprofit organization that I'm working with called 21st Century STEM Foundation, which help bring STEM careers and STEM understanding to underrepresented youth here in Atlanta. So we're doing a lot with that, working with NSBE, of course. Got to keep the NSBE family in the loop. So we have a pretty prominent NSBE Junior chapter down here in Atlanta that we got linked with the Atlanta University Center NSBE chapter. So they're kind of big brother, little sister type of conglomeration. And so we've actually had our third class of students that matriculated through the program, graduated from high school, and about 85% of them actually went into STEM careers.
Wow, that's amazing.
I know, and we're talking about students that biggest conception about engineering was building houses and building buildings, and maybe a couple bridges, you know. But being able to expose them to the STEM in cooking, the STEM in mechanics, the STEM in pretty much every field that is a part of our everyday world, has allowed us to be able to show them how that fits into their life and where they can use those skills in ways that matter to them, as well as matter to the world. So super excited about that. Shout out to all my 21st Century STEM NSBE Junior students out there, man. Hopefully we will continue to make you all proud and give you all programming that provides an awesome background and foundation for you to go into STEM careers. So appreciate y'all, and I hope y'all appreciate us.
Yes, sir. I like that.
Yeah, man.
Man of his people.
Keep it. Gotta give back, man. Got to.
If you're not doing that, what you doing? You know, you're just out here.
He's just out here, see? My God.
So why did you decide to go into the dual degree engineering program at Morehouse? And although I did too, you know, so that's how I met you.
Yeah, man. Hey, I honestly didn't know much about Morehouse College up until senior year of high school. I was going through figuring that I wanted to go into STEM because I was just good at math, and that's what people were throwing at me at the time. I started my first business back when I was 15, installing sound system in people's cars, so that was really linked to electrical engineering, which I ended up going into, but I didn't know what electrical engineering was. So my uncle, Troy Benton, actually, and my father took me out to Morehouse. I got a feel of the campus and never turned back. Went into the pre-freshman summer program, knocked that out the box. Shout out to all my guys from 04. Went into Morehouse, Whitehall. Shout out to all my guys, Whitehall. Definitely mess with that. Don't say nothing about us. That's what we do.
I look at you at. CAU was better.
Yeah, whatever. So and went into the mathematics program. Found out about dual degree. That was engineering in the capacity that I wanted to do it in, and it gave you multiple views of the world, and that's the part that really resonated with me then, and was even the biggest factor in helping me choose my engineering institution, as well as help me with skills after I actually graduated out of school, was the fact that I got the experience of an HBCU, which provided an even stronger foundation, because I came in with a foundation. It's fortified my foundation and built up the first level of my understanding about who I am in the world better than anywhere anywhere could. Besides going back to the motherland and going to schools there, and even that wouldn't give you the same feeling as being at HBCU, because you know there are people that come from where you come from, and that gene pool has been through the things your gene pool has been through. And they have leveraged this institution of higher learning to make sure that you could move on and matriculate and be a better person. So that was phenomenal in and of itself, let alone the amazing professors, the amazing administration, my opportunities with the House of Funk Marching Band, shout out to y'all. All of that is the type of stuff that I would not be able to get at my second institution, which was the Missouri University of Science and Technology. Missouri S&T was amazing in and of itself because now I got the experience of a PWI. I got to take advantage of all of the opportunities that are available on those campuses. I got to experience something new because I'm from Decatur, Georgia.
Right.
Straight from the east side. So I went to Morehouse, I moved to the west side. It's not like I went
Big
far.
difference there.
You know what I'm saying? It's a huge difference. If you don't know the east side and the west side, just to let y'all know, absolutely huge difference in between those two. So I got to experience both ends. I understood the differences and cultivated a community on both sides of my city, which may be come back. But the opportunity to go to Rolla, Missouri, phenomenal.
But what was the biggest difference though?
What was
from leaving Morehouse and going to Missouri, man?
Dude, well, the biggest difference going from Georgia to Missouri, first of all, is that it snows and you still have to operate as a person.
Hey man, that's how I was when I went to Boston, man. Just,
Dude,
God,
Jesus, do it, man. I'm so used to as soon as we hear the forecast, grabbing my blanket, rolling up, and being like, yo, turn on TV,
like, nah,
I'm out here.
Class, yeah.
Dude, I remember the first winter I was up there, it actually snowed, I want to say, 6 inches, and that's not the worst it's been since I've been there. It snowed 6 inches in one night though. And it's like you go to sleep and it's like, all right, it's snowing a little bit. It is what it is. You wake up, it's like, yo.
6 to 8 inches outside.
And you're not prepared because you hear the stories, and unfortunately, my first semester there, nothing happened. Like for real, it was like, okay, a little bit, all right, I pull out my Timbs, we keep it moving. 6 inches? Your Timbs ain't cutting it, and you don't even want them to cut it.
It's crazy because when I was up there, man, I was in class one day, I'm just like, it's gonna snow. They kept telling me it's gonna snow, it's gonna snow. Bro, it started snowing, and I ain't had nothing. I had some J's on. I'm trying to walk to the room, bro. I was about slipped and fell a couple times, man. All the people just looking at me like this, like, dude. Do he know he had?
Yeah, he wasn't prepared.
When he got boots that weekend.
Bruh, it'll change your life. It'll change your life. So that's between Georgia and Missouri. But between Morehouse and Missouri S&T, I'd probably say the bigger difference it was, I don't want to say it like this because I adore Missouri S&T, but the lack of community at the time. You know what I'm saying? But fortunate enough, my wife actually graduated right before I got up there, so she had a completely different experience. And there was a lot of community. But when I came in, it seemed like it just dissipated. It completely dissipated. So, and the movement to re-energize it got just hacked at the leg so many times.
Yeah.
And people were moved around or let go, and then the departments would change. So now you got to and they're coming into this dysfunction thinking that that's the way.
Introduce yourself to people, and
dude,
they don't know nobody. They don't know how it works.
It became a little bit of a you had to do it on your own. You had to make it happen on your own. And fortunate enough, I was in that climate, so it was different than Morehouse because Morehouse is a community. You know, I will say that faculty moved a lot smoother at Missouri S&T. You get stuff done a lot easier.
They find out your aid be done before you get there.
You know what I'm saying? It's like wiped out.
Yeah,
I ended up being.
But I love my HBCU as do I know he do too. But hey, these other schools, these PWIs, they on track. We gotta fix that. We all have to fix that.
They move quickly. But I can say, with that being said, and I want to say this with a point. Going to Morehouse first acclimated me to being a different caliber of person. So being there when they open was not a problem for me. You know what I'm saying? Being in a suit in there when they open.
And I'm glad you brought that up.
And I'm going to say AUC in general because I attended classes at CAU. I attended classes at Spelman. I made sure that I got a flavor for the entire thing. And things that are the norm at an HBCU are foreign in a positive way at a PWI.
Right, because if I was throwing a suit when I was at Northeastern, I know a lot of people, you going to interview, you doing this? Like, no, I'm just dressing up.
You know?
I got to look professional, I got to present. guys coming in their pajamas. I'm not judging you, but it's just like, hey, Jeremy can't come out like that. Because CAU just taught me, and my mama taught me, you know, like that. But CAU kind of enhanced it to say, hey, throw on a suit because you never know who you're going to run into. You never know who you're going to see, and you got to leave an impression. All the time you got to leave an impression.
You have to, man.
And so in that, man, I would say, so how is it being an entrepreneur? And tell us a little bit about your businesses.
So, being an entrepreneur is dope. But one misconception that I didn't take with me is that you can't have a job and be an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people
try to do both.
See,
gotta do both.
A lot of people do both, but there's a lot more people who believe that you can't have a job and still pursue your dream and be effective at it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so they're out here struggling. They're out here like not eating and doing all this stuff, and it's kind of like, I like that food. You know what I'm saying?
We like to eat. We enjoy
it. You feel me? I gotta have a plate full of something delicious, and I don't want to have to scrape and beat up people for it. You know what I'm saying?
So I gotta have that multiple income source, but I also gotta do what I love to do too. And fortunately, with the degrees we have, we are able to do those multiple things and not get a headache when those multiple things run into each other. You just say, hey, we know how to guide through that. So I know you was going to get to that point.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know I'm dealing with it now, doing this, working at my company, and also doing other things on the side and doing community service at all. So, like, those type of things, when they do run into each other, man, I just say, hey, how can we put it all together and let's make it happen?
Figure it out. Find a way to make a way, right?
Gotta find a way to make it.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, see, I took that from y'all. I was like, hey, man, I love that. So, yeah, man, exactly what you said. There's a lot of points where there are pinch points between either my business or my 9 to 5, if you want to call it, my job, which I much rather call it that because it ain't 9 to 5.
It ain't no 9 to 5.
But when those things come about, you make it do what it do.
Yeah.
Like you figure out a way to manipulate between the two, move between the two, and still be successful. And that's the important part. And it does take a different type of person. It really does. So not knocking anybody that wants to stick that course and work that job and climb that ladder. It's a noble pursuit. Get ready to have a baby. If this entrepreneur stuff don't work out and I got to choose between her eating and being an entrepreneur, I'm climbing the ladder. Smooth.
You gotta make it happen.
No questions asked. Like, I'm climbing the ladder. But it's not for everybody. And for the people that it's for, you definitely have to have somebody that understands that in your corner to help you through the times where things look blim.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to happen. Just like it happened through our degrees, just like it happened through high school and middle school, it happened any other time, it was the same way. You got to have people in your corner, a support system to pull you through those times. Period. And if you got that, man, hey, it's cake.
You're gonna make it. You're gonna be good.
But one of the business I'm working on right now, I told y'all about the nonprofit. So obviously I have this shirt on, and hopefully somebody's asking, man, what that shirt mean? Hopefully it's that interesting. You know, that my branding's that good. Somebody asked a question. It's a company called Metric Mate, which is your virtual fitness personal assistant. So what we're developing is a platform that allows you to track your data on strength training equipment the same way that you track it on your Peloton, on your Apple Watch. You'll be able to get your reps, your sets, how many calories you burn when you lifting weights in the gym, how much time it takes you to actually lift and pull down so you can make sure your repetitions are even and that you're working the muscle groups the way you want to work them. You'll be able to collect a myriad of data about your strength training workout that you don't get right now. And you'll also be able to share that with a third party, so a personal trainer or a physical therapist. If you're on a physical therapy regimen, you'll be able to share it with your wellness program at your job to get a couple points so you can get that extra cash back from that. You'll be able to share it with anybody that you're working with that involves a strength training routine. Because something that we've actually learned about is, you know about rehabilitation. Right. You ever heard of prehabilitation?
No.
So there's a situation where somebody's body will be in such physical condition that they're not fit to get the corrective surgery that they need to live a better life.
Oh, yeah, I got that.
It's like, so you have to actually go in and work out to have surgery so that you
can live through it and rehab through it.
Exactly.
I got where you coming from.
Exactly. So that's a portion that we're focusing on as well, since the population is older and we're going to be getting older. Everybody's going to get older. And there are a myriad of different types of people out there that could need this type of information and don't have the schedules to be in somebody's office or at somebody's gym at the same time they're in the gym. Because that's another big thing. Schedules conflict. We have so much stuff that's connected and you can move independently that it's hard to be able to get in with another person that's just as busy as you are. So with Metric Mate, you'll be able to utilize our platform, and say you have a personal trainer, they download the workout into the program. You pull it up when you get to the gym. It tells you through your earbuds exactly where to go. Go to the chest press machine. You need to do 3 sets of 25 reps at 10 pounds. You hear it in your ear and it guides you through that workout, so you don't have to either write down what you did or type it into some random app on your phone and break it flow. It's completely seamless. When you walk into the gym, you hit that first machine and it tells you everything from then on. It actually even gives you motivation. You got 1 more rep left, it's like, hey man, you got 1 more. Make it happen.
I like that.
It's that involved with your strength training. So we've actually got the platform developed. We're getting ready to do a pilot with Snap Fitness coming up in June, and we should be rolling out our full platform revenue generating January 2021.
All right, man.
So keep your eyes out for that, man. It's gonna be awesome. TheMetricMate.com. Check us out. Check out the video, man.
I got you, but you know something that's crazy? I got something even better. I'm gonna help you out, but I help you out. So I just had an athlete on here. He plays arena football.
True.
And he's a champion, he's a professional trainer or whatever, and I have his business here. I'm gonna give him your card.
Indeed.
But he's working on the app. He might not have to do that now because of your app. He could just sponsor with you.
Hey, man.
And he just was on here. His video come out today. See how that works?
Full circle, baby. Full
And he's a
circle.
whole professional athlete, man.
Love it.
He was in the AEC, he went to Clark and transferred to KSU, but
Okay.
you'll learn about him this week. He
Yeah.
coming on. He was on my show 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So yeah, I got you. So what is your it factor, man?
My it factor, dude.
Why you do what you do?
For the progeny, dude. For the future generations.
Well put.
I really appreciate everything that's been given to me up to now. I was actually talking to my uncle the other week, and I told him, I was like, yo, the biggest and best thing that my parents did for me, because they weren't into the clothes, so I wasn't rocking Jordans all the time, like I wasn't out here rocking the freshest Levi's and all that stuff. It's like, all that stuff was completely material. My uncle was trying to make it. Like, we had to hit the bricks. So it's kind of like that stuff wasn't necessarily a part of my life. So all of that and the lessons and all of that stuff was definitely there. I mean, if you have somebody talking to you, either there's 1 parent or 2 parents, they're gonna have the lessons for you.
Right.
The best and biggest thing that my parents did for me was have me not have to worry about them. You know what I'm saying? Like if they had it together. They was like, yo, I'm gonna find a way to make a way, and I'm gonna raise you the same way, but know that I'm cool and you gonna be cool and we gonna be cool together, because I got to see that.
Right.
So it's kind of like when you see somebody moving in that type of fashion, you get a different type of vision on what's going on. You know what I'm saying? No matter what's happening, we're gonna make a way.
Right.
So I'm not panicked about it, even though it might be heavy for most people. I'm doing things now to prepare for tomorrow, to make sure that tomorrow is better than now. Having that type of ability and role model in front of you changed the game, man. That gave me all of my it factor. Like the fact that I could look from Missouri and be like, hey, y'all all right? And they're like, yeah, we cool.
Good.
You doing you need some? You know what I'm saying? You need some? We got you. Like, we're going to make sure that we're going to take care of ourselves so that you can take care of yourself. Because that's enough. You know what I'm saying? Being a black person, I'm going to say a black man, a black woman, but a black person in society nowadays, you have a lot to look out for.
Got to.
You know what I'm saying? So taking care of yourself is enough. You shouldn't have to take care of me. You know what I'm saying? And if you do get the opportunity to take care of me, great.
Right.
Either way, I'm gonna be alright.
But that ain't my knockoff to you. Like, hey man, you ain't gotta take care of me.
You know what I'm saying?
I even tell my girl that, and even my mom still tell me that to this day. Like, hey, I'm glad you make money. You just bought a house. It's great, cool. You're doing great things. But look, you ain't gotta take care of me. I've been here longer than you. You alright though? So
Yeah,
that's how
man.
that goes. So I get what you said.
Yeah, and I've always been the type of guy to tell people this all the time, man. I do for you as much as I can if you're doing it for yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that just drives me even more because I'm like, yo, I want to retire my parents. You know what I'm saying? I want to retire my aunts and uncles if I can. So I want to retire some of my cousins that's actually doing stuff. Not the ones that's not doing stuff, but the ones that's out there grinding and making it happen. I'll retire them. You know what I'm saying? Or at least send them a truck or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, look, I appreciate you, bro. You set a good standard and you kept the crowd high. So I'm
that's
keeping
what you're
reaching.
supposed to do, man. I feel that way. That's what you're supposed to do. A lot of people don't, but I ain't built that way. I ain't gonna not do that.
I can't, man. I can't.
So what is your ultimate goal in life?
My ultimate goal in life. My ultimate goal in life, honestly, and I've been thinking about this. I actually had a plan written out on my phone, which is important. You have to be able to visualize, and if you visualize, write it down. You need to write down what you're seeing, because that's important.
And make it plain.
You know, I wrote it down, and I want to have a 100-acre homestead in South Georgia.
Okay.
That's my ultimate goal. To have 100 acres down in South Georgia for the family. You know what I'm saying? The Stricklen.
Come to Fort Valley.
Stricklen homestead.
Come on to Fort Valley.
Yeah, come to Fort Valley.
Not that far.
Can't be that close. Can't be that close to a school. I want that junk to be completely out the grid. But yeah. I want to be able to buy that piece of land and turn it into a sustainable fortress, per se. Not necessarily fortified fortress, but if you understand the word fortress, it is a place to gather and protect. And I want to be able to establish that for my family and let that be something that is passed along through generations for, if nothing else, than the simple opportunity that something will happen to somebody. You know what I'm saying? They be out there, they be in an abusive situation, they could just fall on hard times. The coronavirus can make them lose their job, and it's like, oh,
Hey,
what am
I got the house though.
We finna
Like,
roll out.
go down.
You know what
We
I'm
got
saying?
food, we got somewhere to stay, and we safe.
Go to Citizens Trust Bank, talk to the head banker. They got the whole roll of everybody that's been birthed through the line. You can find your name, your social, give it to them. He gonna give you the key out the lockbox. Drive down to this address, unlock the door. Don't have no parties in my house. That's it.
That's the only
Because
thing.
you're supposed to be rebuilding. If you're rebuilding, then you shouldn't even be doing that. But it's so you can get your head right. And I want it to be a sustainable piece of land because I want it to be worked. So that when you come down there, I ain't gonna just give you no money. But you can join in the ranks with the rest of these cats and get on this field, make it happen, and we'll cut you a check. And now you back on your feet. And now you can go do whatever it is that you needed to do. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is in your heart that you feel like you want to do. If you want to be a starving artist, you got a place to be a starving artist, but you're going to get out here and work too, bro. But you can paint and you can have all the supplies you need and do whatever you want to until you bust off. But that's the type of stuff that people don't think about. That's the type of stuff
they think about it now.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like I've been through this life and I've thought through this stuff. So now it's kind of like execute the plan, which the practice is the hard part. You know what I'm saying? Executing the plan on the game, that's easy, man. If you did your practice right, you good. So I practiced this all the way up to now, and now it's kind of like, yo, what can I do to throw a bone forward? You know what I'm saying? And that's if we stay on this planet, if we don't. Because if fools start talking about they blasting off, I ain't finna sell this 100 acres and get the heck about it. Like, hey, take it to the next one and take it to the next one. And I want this gene pool to be a part of the propagation of whatever the universe may be. You know, because
I like that, man.
Things
That's deep.
things happen, man.
Really deep right there.
Yeah. So
And honest.
pushing.
And very honest of what you need to do.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
But a lot of people don't think about that. We thinking about it now. And material and saying, hey, I got this. It's me.
And that makes sense.
That's
you know
right,
what I'm
though,
saying?
you know.
That makes sense if you trying to get to that point. Well, like I said, man, I did my engineering. I got mad experience in engineering. I'm moving into a whole nother field. So it's kind of like, yo, I'm Gucci. Like, I'm going to retire, and I already know it. If Metric Mate becomes the billion-dollar corporation that I want it to be or not. Me and my wife gonna retire and we're gonna kick back and be cool with the have the kids, send them to college. We're gonna be alright.
So thank you for being on the show, man. as always, man, the It Factor, we exceptionally happy that you was on the show.
Indeed. Indeed.
I would love you just gonna give you some shout outs real quick.
Awesome, man. Yo, definitely want to give a shout out to my Metric Mate family, man. We're out here moving technology forward as far as your fitness, strength training, and wellness. So definitely check us out at themetricmate.com. Got a lot of good stuff coming. Appreciate y'all for that. Also want to shout out my family at 21st Century STEM Foundation, the I-21 Nesby Junior chapter, doing exceptional things down in the city of Atlanta to expose people to STEM, students to STEM, and what that could be for their future. So definitely want to shout them out. If you want to learn more about the 21st Century STEM Foundation and the I-21, if you want to learn more about the 21st Century STEM Foundation and the I-21 Nesby Junior chapter, you can check them out at 21cstem.org. That's 21cstem.org. So definitely shout out to them. Shout out to Jayla for getting that awesome scholarship to go down to Florida for aeronautics, man. She's going to be amazing in that program. So kudos to you for that. And man, just want to shout you out, man. Appreciate you for having me on, man. Talk a little bit about what we got going on, what we're gonna be doing, G. That's love.
Yes, sir. And that's the It Factor, and that's it.